On this month's episode of Arts Digest, the third most significant contemporary craft collection is right here in southeastern Wisconsin, and the Racine Art Museum is going buggy. Can furniture be art? It is in Riverwest at Lune Collection. The combination of the sculptures of the Lynden Sculpture Garden and music from the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra are the height of inspiration. And the Latino Arts Strings kids will blow you away. Finally, John McGivern. That's me. I just have to know, are artists born or can they be taught? All that and so much more starts right now.
That serene landscape is the Lynden Sculpture Garden in River Hills, home of Peg Bradley's celebrated collection of 20th century modernist sculpture. We'll see more of the Lynden throughout the show, accompanied by Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony as performed by the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and Maestro Ado Devart.
In 1941, a small but charming art and craft museum opened in the former home of Charles and Jenny Woostum in Racine. Over the years, both the collection and the museum have really grown, so I took the short drive down from Milwaukee to take a look.
Racine is a community that is known for making things with its hands, and there's an aspect of contemporary crafts that is very, very devoted to and involves the use of the hand in creation. In the mid-1990s, we created the third most significant contemporary craft collection to be found in any North American art museum. And at that point, we could only show 5% of it at any one time on a rotating basis over the course of a year. And people in the community realized that there was potential synergy here for us to create an attraction. And then Sam Johnson, who was a great supporter of the museum, obtained the two buildings that we're in right now in the downtown area, and we just celebrated our 7th anniversary. Attendance at both campuses has been averaging between 45 and 50,000 people a year, which I think is a great accomplishment in a community of 80,000. Almost half of those people we're finding from our visitor surveys come from outside Racine County. Our free First Fridays between April and December, in the evenings the galleries and the stores stay open, and there's hundreds. In the summer months, there's thousands of people out on the sidewalk enjoying themselves.
There's this whole new vibe. It's just created a whole different atmosphere to the city. I think the city is reimagining itself.
With Ram's success helping to revitalize downtown Racine, Woostum House is able to dedicate itself full-time to the museum's mission of arts education.
In this exhibit, the Racine Unified Student Art Show, each art teacher in the district, and I think there are about 50 plus art teachers, are allowed to pick 8 art pieces, and they see thousands throughout the year. So it's a real special honor to be chosen each year to be represented in this exhibit. To have the opportunity to bring students of all age groups and all backgrounds into the museum is very important. Some people may never step foot in the museum unless they come through one of our outreach programs. We have a really quality program with quality art instructors and staff and people that really care about art and teaching arts to the community. It's just a really wonderful, joyous thing to see people create and be proud of what they do.
Local and regional artists have always been part of our exhibition program, and we do have a lot of nationally and internationally recognized artists living in Wisconsin.
I came to Racine in 1976 to work for Western Publishing to draw Barney and Winnie the Pooh. I've always tried to do fine art, whether this is considered fine art or not, it is to me. I have 3 pieces in a permanent collection, and it's one of the accomplishments of my life.
Well, right now we have donors living in 30 different states who have made and continue to make gifts of artworks to our permanent collection. That is how we've created it.
We are so blessed to have Karen Johnson Boyd, for instance, who is an internationally renowned art collector right here in our community, and she has donated and continues to donate wonderful pieces of art to our museum. We have co-curated exhibits with other museums, not only in the United States, but in Canada, in Israel, and I see that only as a growing potential because our collection grows and our reputation grows by the day.
With new exhibits and ever-rotating pieces from the collection, there's always something new to see.
The shows that we have up for summer of 2010 are organized around 3 solo shows for 3 artists, each of whom use bug imagery in their work, insects as their subject matter. Well, we'll start with Catherine Chalmers, our photographer. She's worked for the past 10 years using the American cockroach as the subject matter for 3 bodies of photographs and 3 formal video pieces. We're also showing an installation by Jennifer Angus, who's a Wisconsin artist who lives in the Madison area. Angus is on the faculty at UW-Madison, and she's known across the country for creating installations on the walls that reference Victorian domestic architecture and interior decoration, only the fleur-de-lis patterns you see are not created out of flocked wallpaper, they're created out of bugs. The third featured artist is Joanna Paleman, who's a lifelong resident of Milwaukee and someone with whom we've had a long-term working relationship. Joanna works in creating drawings, handmade books, and prints that are devoted to nature as subject matter, and we've asked her to bring work from the last 30-35 years up to the present that depicts insects as subject matter, and we have work in all of those media representing those years of her career. So we're very excited about how this has all turned out. And I like the idea of bringing the public in and showing them something they think is going to be a certain way, but have it be very different than their expectations, in hopes that it will turn people out into the street much more creative than they were when they walked in the door, because we need creative solutions to our problems today, and I have a very practical goal in wanting to make the public more creative.
Sometimes commerce, creativity, and community harmonize in ways you wouldn't expect. It happens at Lune Collection, Kathy and Mario Costantini's furniture company. Their factory in Riverwest is a special place.
When Kathy and I moved our business here in 1986, people thought we were nuts to move to Riverwest. At that time, it was a tough neighborhood. The buildings were pretty much abandoned, but we restored the buildings and we helped to restore the neighborhood, and we're very happy that we're here. I think some people still may have some misconceptions about Riverwest, but in reality, Riverwest has become a great artist community. There's some cool businesses here like Altera and Florentine and other organizations that are here. Lune is a very unique company. There aren't a lot of companies that we compete with. This style would be called rustic furniture, and it's come in and out of popularity. I think the reason that it's popular again is, I like to think, in part because of our designs, but also because it's a back to nature movement. People like to have a little bit of nature in their home. What makes us different is that we are very custom, we're very high end. We do things that other people just can't or don't know how to do. Everything begins with an idea for a new item. I design all the items, and then Jen spends time cleaning it up and making sure that everything works just right. So she's really the artist in the company. We then put these drawings in our catalog, and we distribute these catalogs nationally to interior designers and architects. And we think representing our product in this manner fits the theme of what we do rather than full-color photography. We have a lot of celebrity customers. Oprah is a customer, Ralph Lauren is a customer. We do a lot of work for Disney. Well, for 30 years, we've only sold wholesale through the interior design industry and architects. And we've said no to retail clients who wanted to purchase from us. But later on this summer, we're going to have a factory outlet store here in our factory, so actually everyone will be able to buy from us. Well, when we purchased the buildings in '86, the buildings were pretty much abandoned. I don't think there was one window that wasn't broken. And so we restored the buildings, we restored all the equipment that's here. Many of the machines that are here are turn of the century, 1910, 1920 machines. And it's fun to be able to use machines of the Model T vintage. There was a company here called H. Schmidt & Sons, and they actually built churches in Milwaukee. They were a company that was started around the turn of the century. And the building that you're looking at now was the building where they did all their mill work. We think that perhaps we're the most eco-friendly furniture factory in the world, since the woods we use are invasive woods. We use poplar, which is the wood that you're looking at now, and we use willow. Both of these woods are invasive species in Wisconsin, and so the DNR and property owners really like it that we are able to use these woods. The woods are not located in a rainforest in Brazil or on the other side of the world that requires transportation. They're only a few hours away, and we send out our crews, we cut it ourselves, and we bring it back here, make it into furniture, and we go back in a year to the same site and recut it again. All the work is done by hand, both in the cutting and in the making of the furniture. So although it's slower, maybe a little bit less efficient, it's certainly the most eco-friendly, kind of like a bicycle, although it's slower, is more eco-friendly than any high-tech car. And that's our philosophy in our company. If it's slower but eco-friendly, that's what we prefer to do. We know that people don't have to buy Lune furniture. They can certainly buy a less expensive chair or a less expensive bed, but they buy Lune because I think of the art, the aesthetics of it. That's very important. And so that's where art and commerce come together. Of course, we get a lot of offers from manufacturers in China to make our products in China and in Mexico, and we get offers from other cities, both in Wisconsin and out of the state, to move our factory, but we feel loyal to Milwaukee. We raised our family here. We went to Marquette, and we want to stay here as long as we can. And you know, we're the only furniture manufacturer in Milwaukee. Who knows, we may someday be the last manufacturer of furniture left in the U.S.
There's always something so joyful about hearing kids play music, especially when those kids are as talented and dedicated as the members of Latino Arts Strings. Director Dinora Marquez recently brought over 30 young players to our Arts Digest studio to share some of that joy.
My students are fabulous. They're not just good. The Latino Arts Strings program started in 2002. I went to the Latino Arts Inc. at the United Community Center. And the United Community Center is a 40-year-old agency that provides a wide variety of services for the Latino community. And one of the main focuses of the agency is education. And the board and the administration is enlightened enough to realize that to improve education, the arts are very important. And I proposed a strings program for them. So we started that year with 23 students. Some of them are here in the group today. And now we're up to 134. Our age ranges from age 4 to 17. We started just with violin and viola, and now we are teaching violin, viola, cello, bass, classical guitar, and all sorts of folk guitar instruments. What we do is we provide each child all the way from every service, from an instrument to a private teacher to a small group lesson, to then as they develop they become part of an ensemble, and then those who are interested become part of the mariachi juvenil. Because we are in a low-income neighborhood and 90% of our population is eligible for free or reduced lunch, it's a scholarship. We do provide all of this, and the students pay $45 for the entire school year. Over the past 8 years, what I've noticed is that the music program has given them an opportunity to develop themselves socially, emotionally, academically. They're way beyond the state standards in mathematics and reading. And it also has been what it was for me. It was a bridge builder into the larger community, and we are an immigrant population. And so now, for example, a large number of the students that you see here today are also part of the Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra. They've gone on to audition and form part of the groups and actually take first chairs in their sections. So they're not just sort of filling in the Latino quota, but they're really going on to prove themselves in an environment that's very, very competitive. What they like the best about it is twofold. They love the social side of it. They become really close friends. It's a very tight-knit group. They bring into the fold all the younger students and they nurture them, and so it's a really nice social aspect and social setting for them. And the other part is the music. They just love the music. Once they find a piece and they fall in love with it, next thing I know, they're coming around playing it by memory for me, and they're just ready to go with it. So it's very, very exciting. It's become a reality of a dream that I didn't really expect to flourish in the way that it's doing.
Under the direction of Dinora Marquez, Latino Strings performs Ruben Fuentes' 1964 classic, La Bikina. And finally, Arts Digest asks the burning question: are true artists born, or are they bred?
John McGivern went to MyEd's Senior Art Show in search of an answer.
Hi, it's John McGivern. Do you know where I am today? You got it? I am standing in front of the only college that's devoted exclusively to the education of artists and designers. You got it. Wayne, pull back, pull back. MyEd, Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. It's the 2010 senior exhibition. I'm going to talk to some of the artists and the people who run the place. This is going to be great. Come on. A day full of art, a day full of design, a college full of incredible talent. The future is in good hands here at MyEd.
The senior show says it all. The diversity of the work, the depth of the skills, and the statements that are being made. Because this is a very disciplined program, no one walks out of here without the skills. That's given. That's not the highest point. It's what do they have to say? What are they going to do with their lives?
Cabbage? This is not my mother's cabbage.
They're created without a camera, and the cabbage is set right on the scan bed.
It's great work. It's
Thank
great
you.
work. You're excited by it.
I am.
Do you stand around and watch people look at it?
Sometimes.
Do you? That's good. What's that? Oh, okay. He says he's got his eye on me. So what's the name of your piece?
The name of this piece is Follow, Travel, and Lead.
I'm always amazed that somebody would get the idea to go to Walmart, buy vinyl, cut it into this size a piece, and create what you did. It's amazing to me. You did a great job.
Thank you. It was very fun. It was actually an experiment because I didn't know how I would get the material because just the material itself has so many different types and different thickness that I had to find the right one to create this piece.
You found it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. We stand on this platform?
Yeah,
or no?
good.
I'll take off my shoes. What is this called?
It's the Mosquito 45. It's an urban commuter motorcycle. Everything brown except for the fender and the headlight is actually clay. It's automotive sculpting clay. This is only a small portion of the overall project. There's a lot of sketching and research and tons of work leading up to actually building the model. So there's a snap-on storage system that actually interfaces with the rear of the motorcycle. It'll just clip right in, and you can have different bags that will attach to that, or even a passenger seat.
You know what? At his age, I was an idiot. Just so you know, it's really amazing. You've done a great job. It's cool.
As communication designers, we are communicating an idea, and throughout that, we just send a message visually. By 2010, schools that use hostile or abusive names have to drop, their name in favor of something that's not offensive. My case study was with North Dakota. The uniforms, the locker that you see here, everything here I created just based on research that I've done with students, the university members, the NCAA itself, everyone that I talked to. That's how I got the name.
What's that? I'm listening.
The name of the book is The Taste of Memories, and it is a memoir/cookbook that is based off of my grandmother's recipes and my memories associated with them. I illustrated the manuscript that I wrote, and the final product is on the wall. I'm very connected to it, so I'm proud of it.
You should be. Sweet stories, great looking food. I had to grow up with people who could cook. It's something. I don't sound bitter, do I? I don't mean to. Once upon a time, I came to MyEd and discovered an incredible community of talented people, and everyone lived happily ever after. I'm John McGivern. We'll see you next month.